I'm gonna hit start recording now, even though this will likely just be a VOD. But and I will make sure that this VOD stays public. This isn't gonna be the longest stream because I kind of want to clear my mind before I get to recording content later on. But this is a serious topic, serious conversation. And I'm thankful that what I'm seeing right now in this community, in this Twitch chat, that y'all got my back, but it's definitely, it is definitely a lot going on. I'm doing this video because I truly don't have any other options. So let's just start from the beginning and work our way down, and hopefully the right eyes, someone that can make a change here, or somebody just knows this is wrong, or maybe the voice of the people can get this situation sorted properly. So I would say 6:45, 7 a.m. yesterday, June 15th, 2026. I wake up and I swipe down on my phone. I see a notification at the top 15 minutes ago. So I would say roughly 6:30, 6:20-ish Eastern. I get notified from YouTube that my channel is no longer monetized. It says, your channel is no longer eligible for monetization. So I tap the notification, and this is what I met with. Obviously, I'm on Twitter, but this is what I met with. Your channel isn't earning right now. After reviewing your channel using a combination of automated systems, and we will be addressing that heavily. Mild spoiler to the thematic of the video. Using a combination of automated systems and human reviewers, we found that it does not follow YouTube's channel monetization policies. Our review found that your channel contains the following. And let me remove myself here so you all can see. Misleading family content. Content that is intentional or unintentionally could attract young minors and families, but contains mature themes such as sexual content or violence. They have a Learn More tab. We will be clicking this tab later on in today's stream. Note, your unpaid earnings may be withheld in accordance with the YouTube Partner Program and terms and applicable policies. Like I said, we will be clicking these links very shortly. In fact, let's just go ahead and click one now. And it's important that I have this. So this is the original tab. Fun fact. This is the original tab from when I went online, because when you're on your phone, you couldn't appeal at all. But when you're online, you could make an appeal. That is important for later on as well. A lot of this stuff is heavily foreshadowed, and it's kind of like you would think I'm having a streamer man story about it, but that's how unreal this situation really is. So, but we will get there very shortly. Trust me. This is the tab that I opened yesterday morning when I immediately said, oh crap, I need to appeal this. When you tap this Learn More, and I'm showing this just for authenticity purposes, when you tap this Learn More, you get to child safety policy. Child safety policy, it has a video, but I want what's in text. I want directly what's in text. The safety of our creators, viewers, and partners is our highest priority. We look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. It's important that you understand our community guidelines and the role they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. Take the time to carefully read the policy below. You can also check out this page for a full list of our guidelines. Those are other guidelines. We're here for the guidelines that are removing monetization towards my channel. Content that targets young minors and families but contains sexual themes, violence, obscene or mature themes not suitable for young audiences is not allowed on YouTube. In addition to your titles, descriptions, and tags, ensure your audience selection, keyword, ensure your audience selection matches the audience your content is suitable for. Do not forget that wording. Anybody watching this video, any YouTube representative, a TSO supporter, a random person that just happened to hit the algorithm, anybody watching this video, do not forget that line of text. YouTube doesn't allow content that endangers the emotional and physical well-being of minors. A minor is someone under 18 years old. If you find content that violates this policy, report it. If you believe that a child is in danger, you should get in touch with your local law enforcement, yada, yada, yada. What this policy means for you. Also, in some cases, we make exceptions for educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic context. Yet another. Anyway, what this policy means for you. If you're posting content, don't post content on YouTube if it fits any of the descriptions below. Sexualization of minors. Sexually explicit content featuring minors and content that sexually exploits minors, including minor nudity posted posted with comedic intent. We report content containing child sexual abuse imagery to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, who work with global law enforcement agencies. Harmful or dangerous acts involving minors. Content showing a minor participating in dangerous activities or encouraging minors to do dangerous activities, particularly if someone watching could imitate the dangerous act or if the content encourages or praises the dangerous act. Never put minors in harmful situations that may lead to injury, including dangerous stunts, challenges, dares, or pranks. Dangerous acts include, but are not limited to any act in the categories listed under extremely dangerous challenges, such as asphyxiation, I want to say, or electrocution. Then it has things, it lists some of these things: drinking alcohol, vaping, fireworks, firearms, inflicting violence, of course, exposing, coercing, etc., etc. Misleading family content. This is the one where you see in big bold letters right here, or big blue letters now, I'm sorry. This is the one that I was hit with. Content that targets young minors and families but contains sexual themes, violence, obscenity, or mature themes, medical procedures, self-harm, use of adult horror characters, other inappropriate things intended to shock young audiences, content that targets young minors and families with age-inappropriate themes within an educational, documentary, scientific, artistic context may receive an exception. This is not a pass to target young minors and families with mature themes intended to shock young audiences. Family-friendly cartoons that target young minors and contain adult or age-inappropriate themes such as violence, sex, death, drugs, or more. We don't allow content labeled as suitable for kids in the videos, titles, descriptions, tag, or in the audience selection if it contains age-inappropriate themes. Again, please remember this. And especially, like I said earlier, make sure your titles, descriptions, and tags match the audience you're targeting. In addition, ensure your audience selection accurately represents the audience your content is suitable for. You can also age restrict your content upon upload if it's intended for mature audiences. This was the category that I got hit with. Obviously, cyberbullying and doxing is something the channel does not take a part in. All of us in here, or at least hope so, are human beings. You would read that and say, where has TSO Sage in any way, shape, or form violated this? And I'm here to tell you now, none. Never have I ever done anything of sort. And the worst part is when I've said to emphasize, make sure your titles, description, tags, and audience you're targeting in, audience selection, when I've kept emphasizing that, look what we have right here. So if you're not a YouTuber, on every video, you have the choice to choose, to deliberately choose if your videos are made for kids or not. It is you can even set it up to the default setting being, and I quote, no, it's not made for kids. This is a video that is recently uploaded. And trust me, this applies to a video in 2023. We've reacted to all kinds of content. Anime content. I've made my own Jeopardy content. We've reacted to people that have cussed, that have sworn, and all these things. And if this were to be a copyright, that would be fine. If this were to be a warning, we could work around these things. Because that's just the name of the game, and two, we could go about it in a more mature way to where we know, okay, that video is causing this issue. The biggest problem I have with YouTube right now is I followed those guidelines directly. I checked exactly what needs to be checked. So if a minor, which only makes up 11% of my audience, mind you, let me go ahead and provide you with that evidence. If 11% of my viewers, shout out to the 27% and the 43%, but if 11% of my viewers are between 13 to 17 years old, and YouTube is pushing that content to the 11% of my viewers, this is on YouTube to fix its own algorithm to not push my video to content that I'm telling you the content is not made for, and content that you are now determining is not suitable for. This is on YouTube and its own algorithm, its own AI detections. Speaking of AI, let's talk about AI. There is a bit of dialogue on Twitter. And you saw that I tagged YouTube, Team YouTube, and YouTube creators. And luckily, We got a response, a clearly AI generated response, an automated answer. But the human, let's even let's even go there, because, oh my God, it somehow gets infinitely worse. Unfortunately, we aren't able to help you with an appeal for this decision. We encourage you to reapply to YPP, YouTube Partner Program, after waiting 90 days from the date of suspension. In the meantime, here's what you can do to show you guys what that link provides, why this channel is monetization for regular, this is all these other things. Read the rejection email, review the content, okay. By the way, we use a combination of automated system and human review to figure out if the content is violative. More here. Remember when I told you all that online I could appeal? Flagrantly online, it directly states that I could appeal. Why is this person now telling me automatically? I'm just already either A, he's insinuating I'm already denied, or this person or this robot is insinuating that I'm already denied, but then B, that I have to wait 90 days. Nothing about any of this said anything about 90 days. If you think we made a mistake, submit an appeal. We will review your appeal and get back to you with a decision within 14 days. Only choose this option. You have to delete any videos. Now, when you further read into it, that's where you'll find the penalty. Here you go. Again, same tab that we were earlier. If you are in violation, if your content violates this policy, we will remove the content and send you an email to let you know. If we can't verify a link that you post is safe, we may remove the link. Note that the violative URLs posted within the video itself or the video or in the video's metadata may result in the video being removed. If it's your first time violating our community guidelines, you'll likely get a warning with no penalty to your channel. You will have the option to take a policy training to allow the warning to expire after 90 days. The 90-day period starts when the training is completed, not when the warning is issued. However, the same policy is violated within that 90-day window. The warning may not expire and your channel may be given a strike. If you violate a different policy after completing the training, you will get another warning. If you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel may be terminated. If you cannot tell, I never got a warning, never got an email, never got a video description. I got instantaneously overnight demonetization to the channel. I got removed from the YouTube partnership program overnight without any warning, any email, nothing. It just happened. It just happened. So there was a couple things that were done from this point on, and I'm going to pull up my own account here so I don't have to hop to all over the place. I directly contest this. I obviously challenge the idea of this being an automated response. I challenge it once in the quote tweet and once in a direct reply. This is an automated answer. I need a real human being to give me an answer and review the situation at hand. After I say this is an automated answer, I need a real human being to give me an answer and review the situation at hand. Shouldn't be penalized even if I was incorrect. This response, human here, because humans say human here. We are unable to process an appeal for this decision at this time. However, you are welcome to reapply for the YouTube Partner Program, YPP, 90 days after your initial suspension date. To help you prepare, please review our guidance in the resource we previously shared. Please note that we review our process utilizes moderation. As many outside of myself doubt that this is human, but I don't want to live in doubt. Again, I think that's how the video can get too emotional. Let's live in the facts. So if this is an actual human, you're telling me that YouTube has an AI detection program set in place that obviously it's mixed with human reviews allegedly, but it's set in place that can strip monetization from any channel at any moment. Yet there is a 90-day waiting period before an appeal process or human review is even possible, despite it being completely false. I provided proof of said mistake, and you're telling me to wait 90 days. I have bills and things I need to be taken care of. Yet without warning it being completely false, you can just take that all away. And again, I don't know where you're getting this 90-day period from. The website itself has allowed me to submit an appeal, even encourage it, without once mentioning a 90-day suspension prior to. You're now telling me you're telling me something completely different, and to disregard all of that. This is very confusing, and again, needs to be addressed as soon as possible. No response. But then I get an email. You would think good news, right? So we've already addressed that YouTube isn't even being consistent with its punishment. It hasn't even identified what I have done wrong. Thanks for reaching out to us and apologies for the late response. I can imagine how discouraging it feels to see your hard work on your channel come to a halt like this. I know how much this means to you, and I'm more than happy to look into this right now to see how I can help. To move forward, I've submitted the channel for your channel for an internal review. Our dedicated team will be reviewing your appeal soon, and we will notify you of the appeal decision once we're finished. Thank you for the patience in this matter. In the meantime, feel free to message us back if you have any further questions or concerns. Again, none of this seems authentic. And it's unfortunate we're at a time right now where I can't trust that this is a human being directly contacting me. And what makes it worse is they said their dedicated team, and they've already notified me that it has AI mixed with human reviews. And I've been requesting a human review this entire time. All I think anybody is asking for, because this has happened to several people, not this specific issue, but there is someone this specific issue actually ties to, let alone several others. But when it comes to this issue, it's so many people that are just asking for human reviews, because when the human review happens, YouTube, somehow, some way, things are taken off immediately. Whether it's a copyright strike, copyright claim, the second human beings get involved, the consequences that are so extreme and out of nowhere, again, without warning many times, they're just removed like that. But the AI system implemented, they just hardcore punishing. But let's continue on. Thank you for looking into the situation. I'm sure you will find this is clearly some sort of mistake by the AI detection YouTube has set in place. I've completely followed all the guidelines and certainly not in violation of any terms of misleading family content, especially to the degree of the entire channel losing its monetization. I'm also curious about this month's payment, or the payment scheduled for me to have received within the next 7 to 10 days to be specific. While I'm convinced this will fully be resolved, and again, thank you for reaching out, I just want to be sure that I'm still getting the payment for the work I've done prior to the situation. Thank you, and looking forward to hearing from you again soon. Just typical basic response, but I just want to give you guys the full scoop, the full detail. So that the last email I sent was Monday, June 15th, 6:07 p.m., around 22 hours ago. Eastern time. 1:45 p.m. Eastern sharp. Okay. Again, nothing automated. We have to take value that this is likely a human. Yeah, but 1:45 p.m. Eastern sharp. Cool. Thank you for your response and for your patience while our team conducted a review of your appeal regarding the channel suspension. We understand how important this resolution is to you, and I'm here to provide you an update from our internal team. After a comprehensive evaluation, our internal team has determined that your appeal is denied. We have reviewed your channel and found that a significant portion of your channel is not in line within our YouTube partner program policies, YPP policies. Please find the specific policy violation below. Misleading family content that is intentionally or unintentionally could attract young minors and families, but contains mature themes such as sexual content or violence. Yet again, let's just go back to it. Good or reliable, am I right? Hey, if you tell YouTube directly, hey, this is not meant for kids, and whether it's in your tag, title, description, and target audience, that's the one they double down on. This is the one they double down on. So it's not, again, it's nothing to do with copyright, nothing to do with obsessive swear, a new amount of swearing, even though we censor our videos as well. No, none of these things. It's specifically the one that they can't point to any violation of. And that's going to be the next big detail. As of today, your channel is not eligible to monetize, and you will not have access to monetization tools and features. Please go to your monetization page to read more about that specific policy our specialist flagged. We know this is tough news, and sometimes we have to make difficult decisions. We have a responsibility to ensure our community is safe for creators, viewers, and advertisers. And at the same time, we understand that you may have unintentionally made mistakes. That's why you'll be able to reapply for the YouTube Partner Program in 90 days. This 90-day time period allows you to make changes to your channel to make sure it's in line with our policies. How? And that's honestly the worst part. Let's say that we are viewing this entirely incorrectly, chat. Comment section. How do I go about fixing this? No, I have no detail as to how to fix these things. Nobody has tagged a video. Nobody has made any example on the channel. They haven't talked about a thumbnail, a tag. They definitely can't talk about video description. Nobody's talked about anything. Nothing is specified. Nothing. And yet I am not only told to wait 90 days, 3 monthly payments. They didn't even specify if I will get any monthly payments for anything I've done prior to. In regards to what we have going forth, there's no detail. There is nothing for me to do. So what the issue is, if it's taking you a while to connect the dots, potential chatter, comment section, anybody, a YouTube rep, what the frustration is let's say even waiting the full 90 days. Let's say we literally go 3 months without the TSO_Sage channel. How do I fix the issue? Do I just keep getting applied and denied to the YouTube partner program? Or does it get accepted? Riddle me this. What happens if in 90 days we make no changes? Don't edit the title. Don't edit the thumbnail. Nothing. And in 90 days we get accepted. What does that mean? Because this was never an issue. I never got any warnings for 6 years. I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now. And for 6 years have never once even seen a situation like this, let alone has it applied to me. Someone please tell me. I need someone from YouTube, a human from YouTube, because the AI clearly does not comprehend what I'm saying. What am I supposed to do? What is my course of action, even if I live with this penalty? So, if you believe your channel was incorrectly suspended from the YouTube Partner Program or your application to join YouTube Partner Program was incorrectly rejected, you have the option to appeal. You may be able to appeal either by creating and submitting a video appeal or by contacting YouTube creator support. I don't have a video to do this for. So off rip, again, I don't have a video to do this for. So my only option is by contacting creator support from within YouTube Studio. After submitting your YouTube appeal, our teams will respond within 14 days with a decision. If your appeal is successful, we'll either approve or reapprove your channel for YPP within 30 days. If your appeal is rejected, you can still reapply to YPP 90 days after your suspension or application rejection date. I could quite literally, and I'll show proof that it's not the same exact tab. Remember this tab right here that I said I didn't close? You want proof I didn't close it? I could go down here and appeal again. So it's not even consistent in its own restrictions. There is no consistency on this platform. I thought I couldn't appeal. So now I don't know what to do. I don't know how to counter these things, and I can just keep continuously appealing. And what am I gonna do? Get infinitely rejected, then on 90 days, there you go, you did your time. What am I supposed to do? This isn't me pointing out, because I know somebody out there will interpret that as, well, that should be a good thing. No. You're missing the point, my brother, my sister. The point is there is no consistency within the guidelines. If there was consistency within the guidelines and we were just breaking rules, if there or even if there was consistency within the guidelines and we could just adapt to said rules, I could even live with that. But there's nothing to possibly do. So despite all of these things, chat, so now I'm at an impasse, right? I've shown several times over the mass amount of years, this video was in 2023, that we are approving that we are telling the audience that no, this is not made for kids. We're not getting any idea. This is a copyright restriction, not a thing, if you're curious. We are literally, I don't know where else to go. And on top of that, on top of all of these things, other creators are not only scarcely getting punished, I don't know if, and okay. This is the only way I know how to open this portion of my conversation with you all. So I want you to really bear with me here. I truly despise being the black brother, especially one that can live to certain stereotypes, whether it's swearing or I have a do-rag on or any of these things, and then point to race. I truly despise that. I truly hate anytime somebody is in their own thing. It gotta be because I'm no. However, I have to feel targeted here. I'm using the absolute Batman and Spider-Man as a clear example, because those I would, if I had to guess, would be the more childish cartoon related thing that we possibly covered. And they're covered consistently by bigger creators. Shout out to anybody that I am about to cover. I am not trying to nuke the Marvel, anime, or DC communities. I'm just showcasing that I feel very targeted right now. Very targeted right now. And this comes back to Corey Kenshin even making a video talking about this, and many others making videos talk about it, whether it's Simba the God and what they've been going through, or it feels targeted. Especially when the only other person I know going through this exact same scenario right now is another black individual. Spectacular Spider-Man reactions. You have channels like The Blind Wave, where if you tap in, is footage on the screen? Yes, you can see it right here. We don't need to watch the whole thing. Unedited footage is on the screen, or whatever. You have real rejects. Just skip to a random part on the screen as well. Obviously, I'm not calling for copyrights. You do what you can to make sure that the content is yours. But that's, again, a whole different thing. We're talking about violating, and I want to make sure that I get the policy correct. We're talking about violating child safety policies. Harmful or dangerous acts involving minors or sexualization of minors. That's what this discussion is. This discussion isn't trying to get copyrights on these videos. Spilling the milk. An entire binge compilation on the series that even has full screen edits of it. They're not even on the screen sometimes. You could say, well, what about Batman? Batman, very similar. Now, granted, the only consistency I've seen is this happened to Zephyr. Zephyr is the other creator that I'm referring to that is going through this exact same thing as the exact same time. Funny enough, we work with the same people as well. So what does that mean? Again, I feel targeted. We could click on some of these videos if you think that this is just hyperbole. Obviously, the infinite amount of shorts, Westside Live has covered it. There's trailer reactions from What It Do Dave. More True God, Gore the movie's flagrantly reading the cards or watching it. You have several people, full-blown comics on whether they're reacting to videos or reading it directly. They're on the page. Bezos said, check his text. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah, we're gonna definitely gonna definitely see this. 1 second, do I have this? Because I lost a lot of features. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, obviously this doesn't have anything to do with the video, but shout out to Bezos, man. Obviously, this video, I'm upset. I have no problems with anybody at Let's Keep It a Buck. Never have, never will. Those are my brothers. Y'all trying to start beef, it's never gonna work. And again, 11% of my viewers are even whatever. So I want to go back before I talk about other things on YouTube and inconsistencies on YouTube. I want to talk about how there is like no consistencies for what allowed and what's not allowed, even in regard to the age thing. For example, let's look up the fact that you need to be 13 on YouTube. We as a creator, outside of checking the audience tab, cannot identify what your platform is going to push, no matter what we can do. All we can do is follow the guidelines. You don't care about that. Then YouTube, my question is, what exactly breaks guidelines in terms of sexualization of minors, harmful or dangerous acts involving minors, or really anything involving policies and stuff like that? Vulgar language policy, for example. If you're posting content, explicit content that could result in age restriction, content removal, sexually explicit language or narratives, excessive profanity. Yeah, like let's really just open the door, YouTube. Let's really just talk about what is too far to get consistent like strikes or taken downs. Can you, I don't know, post a video with the F word in it? Now, obviously this is about cooking, but I'm pretty sure if I use that exact same word, scarcely in a video, just scarcely doing that, is that allowed? We've seen violent acts that I can't even show on this platform get approved. But what I will do, just to humor you all, just to make sure I'm not talking out of anything, is I'll even talk about the advertising companies that you sign up for. This video is sponsored by Blue Chew. How is this possible? I'm grasping at several straws, but my point is, I'm just confused. I'm genuinely confused right now. So we can talk about manscaping, make balls jokes, a segue to these things. We could talk about Blue Chew and all these other things. We could go, we've had flagrant butt on the platform. Hell, there's some guy out there that showed more than just his butt on the platform. And for a while, I don't know if you guys are still seeing them. Speaking of AI, sexualized artificial stuff was on the platform. Because I don't know, I haven't seen this in a long time, but hey, all I did was Google search YouTube AI ads, and this pops up. I'm not pointing these things out because I am a random angry black man that wants money. I am pointing these things out because I'm ultimately feeling targeted. I don't feel like I'm communicating with a human being. And the biggest thing of it all is I am painfully seeing that this platform is not consistent. and it will just punish who they want to punish and favor who they want to favor. If you log out, and we could even test this right now. Sign out if you ever have the time. You go to a hotel or anything like that. Sign out or just log into YouTube with no account. And just see who pops up. No algorithm, none of your feed, all that. Just see who pops up. I remember one time they even did like a YouTube spotlight for black creators specifically. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want your hand-me-down. No black creator was happy about that. I won't say none because the world is massive, but nobody wanted that. Because what does that insinuate? Why do I need your spotlight? I'm obviously frustrated, chat. And I'm frustrated because, again, I don't know what I'm being asked to do. YouTube, you need to do better. This is the only other option I can necessarily come up with. Zephyr, I will put his channel on the screen as well, because I think you guys have done an injustice to this individual as well for a similar thing, but his edits and content are even more tame than mine. They're pictures of human beings like LeBron. Like, look at this thumbnail. What does this have to do with anything involving sexualization or minors, or sexualization or violence towards minors? How do you get that from this channel? So if you were watching this video, one, please make sure that you support with a like, a comment, anything. Like, I promise you, anything, bro. Anything matters, please. Two, and more importantly, thank you all for your support. Many of you guys tuned in live today. And speaking of support, shout out to B-Soul specifically, who I don't know if you guys saw in the chat earlier in the stream. He had given some advice in terms of what I could potentially do to potentially even contact a human. And his advice, allegedly, because they claim to be a human, you'll never know, but works. However, considering that I'm recording this, mild spoiler, it didn't go all too well. I'm using a screenshot format because I still don't want to necessarily dox this person, because ultimately, while they work for YouTube, it's not them that did the action, and maybe they're being the one that's told to say these things. I'm trying to be as level-headed as possible. I know in the video and in the stream especially, I got a bit emotional. But this is further frustration. So they go, hi, my name is blank. How are you doing? I go, I'm trying my best to keep my spirits up, yada, yada, yada. And I describe the problem specifically. Okay, so my channel is currently stated to be no longer eligible for monetization, and I don't know why. The policy violation is under misleading family content. However, there isn't a single video or example attached to these claims. Speaking of, every upload I make sure is tagged with no, this is not made for kids via the audience section. So I've done everything I can to even avoid said violation. I never even got a warning. This happened overnight. The response, they send me my channel link to make sure that's the correct link. They go ahead and they say, I understand, give me a minute, we'll get back to you, all these other things. Cool. So this is their response after, like, I'd say 10 minutes. Upon review, I found that your channel is demonetized because it does not fully comply with the policy, specifically the misleading family content policy. This is where I start to question if I'm talking to a human being again, side note, because it's really hard to denounce that these people in quotes aren't potentially AI. And I don't want to be ignorant and assume that this person is AI as well, because they at least claim to have tried to help. But it's really hard to deduce these things when everyone gives you the same exact word salad and talks over obvious thematics. But specifically the misleading family policy, content that intentionally or unintentionally, we've talked about that in the video. I understand that you need more specifics about this decision. However, we cannot share any more specifics as this is based on findings in the channel overall. As I was very much more upset, and don't get me wrong, it hasn't died down now. I just don't feel like turning back up. As I said in the video, and as it's being shown again, in fact, Jesus, just scratch that. Let me read that message altogether. Understand that you need more specifics about this decision. However, we cannot share any more specifics as this is based on findings in the channel overall. Yet again, as I was talking about earlier, what does that mean? So I am being penalized for something, and I'm not being told what it is, how I did it, or when I did it, or even where I did it, because it could be in a community post. I'm just being told why I'm demonetized and what the claim is. But every other part of all places, YouTube is not specifying where. In the review, internal appeal, by the way, Jesus, obviously edit out the name, edit out the emails, all this other stuff. I don't want even the case number because, you know. In the review/internal appeal, we've submitted for your case number, yap, yap, yap. Our reviewers check that your channel and content is against our policies. Our reviewers check your channel and content against our policies. Since they can't check every video, it's your job. Our reviewers may focus on your channel's main themes, most viewed videos, newest videos, biggest proportion of watch time, video metadata, including titles, thumbnails, and descriptions, and channel's about section. So if these are the culprits, I'd be behooved for you to be like, okay, tell me which one. Like this, I'm not gonna lie. What does main theme even mean? Most viewed videos, okay, so you just went there, but my most viewed videos were years ago. Newest videos, I would even appreciate that, but you're not telling me which one despite that. And I've been doing similar content for, again, years. Biggest proportion of watch time, video metadata. Again, you could just specify the thumbnail, the title, and description versus just saying, oh, it's in the data. That's so vague. I literally can't. And I know there's not going to be naysayers in this comment section. It's a rare time I'm convinced there's not going to be any, you know what I'm saying? But what's frustrating about this the most, somehow almost as much as the 90 days, is the 90 days without pay, is the fact that I can't even determine where to go to correct this. And it gets worse. And trust me, that point somehow gets worse. So then they try to essentially move on. Side note, this is like an unnecessary-ish screenshot, but this is just me illustrating to you that they try to kind of just hurry up and get out of there. Because when you're dealing with this, I don't know how this tool works, but when they're typing, I couldn't type. So this person just starts like spam messaging, so I can't get a proper response off. And they just go, we know this is tough news. We have to make decisions like this for our community. We definitely want to have a chance to monetize you again after 90 days. And it says starting September 13th, 2026. So they put this out on the 13th, I suppose, or the 12th if there's a 31st incoming, which it likely is. So bad math stage. Anyway. While waiting for the reapplication date, you can make changes to your channel in order to comply with the policies. Changes can include editing or deleting videos and updating video details. I don't know which ones. They're not telling me which ones. They're telling me to review guidelines, policies, and monetization policies, but they're not telling me which specific ones I'm in violation of. They're literally telling me who. I cannot stress enough how that is beyond, that's implausible. That's just simply morally incorrect. And furthermore, what stops this constant cycle of denial or future YouTubers not knowing what to do when this happens to them? I swear I hate being that guy, but this is definitely a feeling of being targeted, considering when Zephyr defended me on Twitter about an hour and a half, like half hour, that time period, he got hit with the same thing. Thank you for understanding, and I hope a positive outcome on your next decision. So then I rush in, as you can tell, even by the time spikes, I rush in. Hold on, I'm here. 1 second, just typing. They say sure. So anything I've done up to this point has been through policy. This kind of things I've been saying through the video, but I'm just detailing in case, you know, don't want to skip the story for you all. I follow this policy and have made sure every upload, the video is stated to not be made for kids via the audience section. Also directly state many times in various videos that my content is not made for kids. I do that in streams as well, side note. What exactly do I need to do in regards of not violating the policy if these measures are already being taken care of? Secondly, I need to know what videos, titles, or thumbnails violate the policy. If I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I cannot fix the mistake that would lead to future denials, let alone fixing the current situation. As a side question, and this is where, as a side question, I want to know in the event we don't reach the conclusion of monetizing my channel today, will I be receiving payment for the month of May? Should have had a question mark there. So this person then responds in a kind of body way. We're talking about, let me shed some light, help shed some light on this matter for you. So it's to the point where I just straight up ask, is this a human being? The person reconfirms it. Long story less long, they go as follows. As initially shared, we cannot share any more specifications on our decisions. This is based on the overall findings in the channel as a whole. With this, we trust and empower you as a creator to review the policy to get a foundation of knowledge on what is allowed and not allowed. Then review all parts of your content to determine whether all of it is compliant or not. Thank you for understanding our limitations in sharing specifics. I've tried my hardest to not be emotional this video, and I feel like on rewatch, I might even confess that I failed a bit, but I've kept it as professional or if anything, I've kept it as directly factual as possible. I am being not hypothetically told by YouTube. I am being literally told by YouTube support to just figure it out. By the way, they are also denying payment for even the month of May. So YouTube, again, does 2-month back ends. And as I was saying in the stream, I don't know. I can confirm now. I'm not going to get the money. So, yeah, anything I've done up to this point, not going to get paid for. Anything I do potentially within the next 90 days, not going to get paid for. So I'm not going to go cold turkey on this channel. The upload schedule will be the upload schedule going forth. But yeah, all support is very much appreciated for obvious reasons there. So they go on, long story less long, they go on to talk about, is this your email? All of this conversation is going to be put in. Again, trying to end the conversation again. I just skipped that extra yap because they started spamming typing it, and I just cut to the point. I do believe after reading this policy several times and with what you are saying that if monetization is going to be abruptly taken away, heavy on the abruptly, I should be notified of what and where violations exist. I never had 2 or more strikes at a time. And throughout my 6-year tenure as a creator, I have always been in good standing, especially within the past 2 to 3 years. Whenever I upload content to this channel, it has always been approved for monetization. An overwhelming majority stays that way. But even with violations such as a copyright claim, I am notified and can correct that mistake accordingly. I need this same behavior for the situation at hand. Regretfully, channel monetization policy enforcement does not always have pre-notifications or warnings, unlike the community guidelines policy. But that is missing the point. They don't have it in post either. I don't have it in post either. The violation to this person, if you are a person, you've not only not warned me, we can talk about not warning me or giving me a 7-day or anything. You also haven't told me what I've done after the crime, the violation. I've documented your feedback about this so that our team can be aware. I also encourage that you send your feedback with the following steps. Yada, yada, yada. Lastly, to get the decision on all these monetization concerns, I will ask our internal monetization team to take another look at your channel. This is one final look, and I will share all the points you raised in the chat for consideration. YouTube, this is unacceptable.